Welcome to the 2024 PDGA US Amateur Disc Golf Championships. Presented by Discraft, this PDGA Major coming to you from the Kensington Toboggan course. That's right, Milford, Michigan. Grant Zellner alongside the one and only Nathan Queen with first round action of this 2024 Major Championship. Nathan, what do you think of this setup?
Oh man, excited to watch these top amateurs play out here at the Kensington Metro Park. As you said, toboggan course, very iconic and becoming a yearly thing to see these guys out here. You see there's our top rated amateurs in the event. Only one above 1,000 rated, but these amateurs just keep on getting better and better.
Hole number one, you've probably seen it before. 516 feet, yet just a par 3. Let's listen into the intros.
We are live on the tee. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2024 United States Amateur Disc Golf Championships. This is round one, our feature card. First up, from Simpsonville, South Carolina, Ryan Monn.
Going to the
I always
forehand.
appreciate
Nathan.
watching one of the Carolina boys here. I'm from North Carolina, but South Carolina not far away.
Not too much of a rivalry?
Well, nah, because North Carolina's it's pretty clearly better than South Carolina. So.
Burlington, Kentucky, Tanner Young.
Very well played, sir. Tanner Young also looking at the forehand here.
Yeah, forehand's going to be the play you want on this hole to really try to get you safe, although we saw Ryan overpower his a bit. This is going to be your best play to either get in the fairway or try to get yourself a circle 2 look. Difficult unless you've got some left to right wind to get this to carry all the way to the pin, as Tanner is going to have that fairway look.
Next up, from Muskegon, Michigan, Gavin Cunningham.
Yeah, and we see Gavin here. Looks like he's going to go with the backhand, and that's really the way to access this circle 1 the best. It is a much more difficult shot. You've got OB all the way left and right.
Oh, that's burning right. Dang
This looks pretty good, but it's actually a little early, so he's going to find that OB and have
our feature card.
100 feet
Burlington,
left.
Kentucky, Riven Tanner.
Couple of Tanners on the card, Tanner Young and Riven Tanner. And if that's not confusing enough, both of them hailing from Burlington, Kentucky. We'll try to keep it straight for you.
Yeah, mix Gavin in there too. We'll see what happens. And you saw Riven collect himself on the tee right there. I really like that, especially from an amateur player, not a pro yet, able to get up on the tee, take that deep breath, and try to set yourself and get rid of those nerves.
Gavin up and safe. Now to Ryan Monn.
Yeah, both players OB off of the tee, so not the way you want to start your round, but should be in position to get the 4 for both of them.
It's a tough opening hole.
It is indeed, and Riven the only one with a look, but gonna be content with the par here to start. And you see that wind picking up. We didn't really notice it off the tee, but you can see it moving around now. I hear there could be up to 40-mile-an-hour gusts today.
Hole number one, playing to a average of a little more than a half a stroke over par for the field. That's maybe less significant than the fact that hole number one's the 4th most difficult. As
And
it does
showing you
remain to
why
be seen. Go right ahead, Nate.
Nathan, please. But we did showing you why there. It played at that for 3.59 with the 2 bogeys to start. Brings us into hole 2, 680 feet. It's tough to decide whether to just throw to the bottom of the hill so you have flat footing and then go up the top, because it's so far from the bottom of the hill. But as soon as you get on that hill, difficult to get your run up unless you've got a good sidearm where you don't really need too much run up. So difficult to reach, although only 680 feet.
Tricky trying to hold this fairway.
And we see pretty good turnover shot here from Ryan Monn. He may find a little bit of flat-ish footing over there on that transition to the steeper hill on the left. Oh, and a roller play here from Gavin. I like the idea, just a little bit too far off to the right.
Just able to punch out, and the run-up, such a challenge on this steep second fairway.
Yeah, it's not too often that you have to... I don't know how many people were in marching band or did something of that sort, but you're high step. And it feels like you're kind of high stepping into your plant foot here with how far up you have to reach. It's a bit strange.
That is a great description.
As Ryan able to get up close to the top of the hill, looks like he's going to have himself a birdie look. Yeah, I haven't thought about marching band in quite a while, but that is something that's back in my high school past.
That's just a great visual representation of trying to get that knee up, and it also just helps visualize, sometimes these vertical challenges on these courses, they don't come across in 2 dimensions on screen, although here at the Toboggan course, you do get a pretty good appreciation for the steeps. Riven Tanner now.
And it's not too often that a hole forces you to land on this upslope like hole 2 does out here. A lot of the times you can get there on accident, but that's kind of just what your second shot is here.
Ryan Monn. Ooh.
Gonna come up just low on that birdie attempt. As not many birdies here on hole 2. Actually, just 2.
Everybody cleaning up now at the challenging second. Rough start. Riven there with the double bogey had an OB stroke earlier in the hole. Now we move to the third, another 915 foot. This one, though, this one's a par 4, unlike the first hole. Big challenge.
Yeah, looks like they've added a new OB bubble there in front of the basket. That was always just some tall grass before. That is technically reachable off the tee, although difficult to do. Don't want to get, again, some nose angle. Very important on this shot. Tanner looks like he's executed that perfectly. Can't do it much better than that. didn't have the nose up too far where it would hyzer out early, or down too low where it would turn over to the right.
Ryan Monn also getting that nose angle down.
Oh, yeah. Flirting with that right side. Great shot. He's going to have most likely a blind approach to that basket now. That OB area with the tall grass up there kind of blocks his view of the pin. And this
Tanner,
looks like a
little bit
mash from Riven. Needs to get down quickly.
Gets the safe
He
sign.
does end up safe.
Gavin trying to right the ship here.
Yeah, needs this up and down to avoid the dreaded buzzer to start the round. 3 bogeys in a row. And he may get it. Great shot from 400 plus feet there to actually go long of the pin and be in circle 1. Still has that opportunity for par.
Ryan Monn showing off the forehand after the backhand off the tee.
Ooh, and flashing some chains almost. Looked like that had some good pace and height on it. And just look at this crush here from Riven Tanner, able to see the pin. Doesn't quite get that forehand how he wants it, but fantastic drive to be in that position.
Pretty.
Yeah, even closer to the pin. I'm not sure if he was able to see the basket or not, but showed some pretty good touch. He's going to have a nice look for birdie. As we see right here, maybe 26 feet.
Cunningham to save. Oof.
Connects pretty solidly. Just a little bit left side, and with the hyzer on that putt's going to fall out. And there is going to be that buzzer to get his round started.
Nobody able to connect.
Yeah, windy open putts are the hardest. I can attest to that. Starting here in the Carolinas, you don't have much of that open putt going on. So once you get out into the open, everything looks farther. The wind's pushing it around everywhere. Hopefully these guys will get it tightened up a little bit as we move on through this first round.
Here we are at hole number 4, a 580-foot par 4.
Yeah, a few trees to navigate here. You've got a hyzer line that goes over top of some that's going to drop you underneath those trees we just passed. Flex forehand can get you up past those trees and give you the best look at this pin. But I think most players likely going to go with this hyzer. Get you safely down the fairway, and then you kind of just see if you have to scramble for your second shot or not.
Tanner Young, that's a fine place to be.
Yeah, kicking off to the right opens up that play up the hill a little bit. This looks like it's moving further left where he is going to be behind those trees and kind of have to see, you see that low ceiling there, so difficult to get up that hill with the low ceiling.
Riven Tanner. Okay.
Yeah, a bit farther back. Really likely would like to have a good forehand to get into position from there, but backhand still accessible.
Gavin now, awkward stance.
Oh, and look at this shot. Are you kidding? That's the
Wow.
way to right the ship after 3 bogeys to start the round. From a knee, gets full power, hyzer flip, turnover shot. Wow. That ought to do it. That ought to get your round going there.
Impressive display of athleticism there from Gavin Cunningham. Now Riven Tanner trying to carve this up.
Yeah, and he did attack with that forehand. Bit too much hyzer on that release. Came out inside. And Ryan is able to navigate that low ceiling. Gets caught up one of those ties in the fairway. He'll have a circle 2 look, it looks like.
Tanner Young, the best angle of everyone, and pays it off.
Yeah, that's how you draw it up. Use the hill to slow it down. Riven able to get up there nicely for his par.
Ryan Monn. There we go.
All right, we've got our first birdie on the board. Ryan Monn back to even par. And Grant, I heard you say you haven't been out onto this property. This transition from 4 to 5 is likely my favorite part of the aesthetics of it. It's just as beautiful as you walk into 5 and see this awesome downhill shot that we're about to look at here.
Here it is. 480-foot par 3. We're in the woods where the winds could become even more tricky, or they could go away entirely.
Yeah, still lots of access for the wind to find this hole. It could be coming up and over hole 4 or towards you from the backside there. You saw some water. There is some OB deep here. 480 feet, but reachable with a mid if you've got the power. Fairway driver plays as well. Looks like Tanner's likely gone fairway here as it doesn't fade too much, and he's got himself a circle 1 look.
Perfectly pin high. Ryan Monn now, a little lower.
Yeah, not too bad. Just a little too low as far as reaching the pin, but safe shot keeps you from getting too crazy to the left or the right.
Gavin really worked his way a long way up that left side.
Yeah, he was able to connect on that birdie putt the last hole, so good bounce back for him. And this is quite early from Riven, but fortunate kick down to the right. A lot more room to work with over here than there is on that left side.
Ryan Monn now trying to get up and down.
Yeah, and that left Riven probably inside circle 2. And yeah, just look at all that grass they've got growing now in the woods in here. It's just not something you see too often. I love it.
Certainly not in my neck of the woods.
A long look at the par, and he wants none of it, displaying some strategy golf there as it does slope away from this pin pretty quickly. Smart play from him. And Tanner Young able to capitalize on that great drive. He's now gone back to back and is 2 under on the round.
Picks up a stroke on the card, mates.
Yeah, and a good hole to get the birdie on.
To the 6th, 519 feet, sharply multi-dogleg par 4.
Yeah, pretty short shot off of the tee. You can go for a big aggressive righty backhand flex shot that gets back up around the corner. I think kind of soft turnover with a mid-range or forehand overstable is going to be your best play to just get in this fairway. This looks like a great shot here from Tanner. Should be up there. Ryan Monn also going to go with that turnover, but this looks to be a bit faster of a disc. But throws it very slowly. He's in great position there as you look over a valley before you turn back to the right to find this pin.
Roller.
Oh yeah, big aggressive. And gets up there pretty far, finds the cameraman. That right side is a lot trickier to access the pin from. Oh, and
Riven just a little off.
Yeah, early right there is not going to work out. But gets himself in good position. We see that shot over the valley.
That'll be a look. Ryan Monn now well positioned.
And well positioned again. He's going to be inside circle 1. And after that great shot from Tanner, also going to be in a great position. Should be tapping in a birdie there, looking at a turkey.
Gavin Cunningham, what a creative way to play this whole roller to overhand.
Yeah. However, whatever you can do to get there, all birdies play.
A little bit unlucky on the rollaway there, so had to pitch up.
Oh, man. Riven's got a par. That's one of those no pictures on the scorecard, but there is video this time. As Gavin seems to have settled in after that birdie. He's got a couple pars trying to get back on track for the round. Good to see him settle in some. Ryan Monn has himself another birdie look.
Gets that one. And what a tap in here from Tanner Young.
Nobody is immune to a course like Northwood Black.
Just throwing laser beams.
That's so good.
Bresnell, the birdie, the fist pump.
Critical shot.
Gotta get up. Bresnell.
That is a shot of a champion.
Your 2024 Champions Cup winner, Andrew Bresnell.
The 7th here at the Toboggan course is a 667-foot uphill par 4.
Yeah, I've got downhill drop off with a valley again that you've got to carry to hopefully land on that uphill for your second shot. Pretty tight landing zone. Got a big distance to carry, but you need to make sure that you really don't want this to happen. If at the end of your flight, he's going to end up way down there to the left and out of position for the birdie.
Ryan Monn makes the correction.
And pretty close to what you want. He's right there pinned up on a tree, ideally about 10 feet right of that, and you're going to have a straighter look. He's still going to be able to try to give it a go, though.
Gavin gets caught up.
Riven already shown lots of power, really pushing that right side. Was about to be way up there, but still going to be in the best position, pretty much looking straight at the pin. I think 250 or so, something around there. Difficult footing there for Gavin, going to cause him to end up over on this really thick left side.
Just a pitch out, really, for Tanner Young.
Yeah, well executed as well. Able to get as far forward as he could without really risking too much. And you see Ryan did have to force something over there. Able to make the corner. Looks like he'll put himself inside circle 2.
Riven just inches away from a great shot. Still will have a look.
Yeah, tee shot and up shot, but just a little bit off to the right.
Gavin. Wonder if he can see the top of the basket from there. Probably can.
Yeah, it looks like Late has cleared up a good bit. And he did have a view of it. He's going to be up there looking at another par. A long birdie look here for Riven.
Mouth agape.
I wonder what his thoughts were there. As we see Ryan Monn able to connect on his circle 2 look. That's back-to-back birdies for him. And 2 under par, I believe.
The top-rated player in the field has found some momentum here late in the opening 9.
And a good par cleanup there from Tanner. 3 birdies in a row, and then off on the tee, able to scramble for that par.
Shout out to our friend Hayden Henry, PDGA co-worker of mine. He's in the background there with the camera, getting some shots and some social media coverage. And we are at the 8th. This 500-foot par 4, narrow to start, and then things open up.
Yeah, another shorter par 4, but not necessarily easy to access. Got a pretty tight gap off of the tee, and you'd really like to move left. I didn't catch whether this tall grass on the left is OB or not. Sometimes it is. Looks like it's safe today. So the farther left you can get, the better as far as the angle to access this your second shot. And super uphill, as you should be accustomed to hearing now on this toboggan course.
Yeah, this one of the holes where the steepness of the uphill maybe not quite coming across on screen, but it is indeed very uphill.
And all out of the gap so far. We see Riven, he's been throwing the hardest of the group so far. See if he can still have enough on this to get left, and he's done that well. Catches the front of that hill though and doesn't get that skip. A long shot from here. Really big turnover.
A little early there from Ryan. Now Riven way up in the stratosphere.
Yeah, he's even farther to the right, so has to go higher just to try to create the angle, and it looks like he's pushed it long. It's going to be long left of that pin.
Oh, that's so bad.
And Gavin knew it out of the hand. He had swung it out wide, but doesn't fade as much as it initially looked like it was going to. He's at least going to be in the short grass. And ideally, this forehand is going to be what you want to access the pin. It brings in a roll away, though. That one does sit down. Looks like circle one.
Gavin putting first. Bold bid.
Yeah, able to sit. And it looks like Ryan may have a look here. Oh. Nice pace. Almost nice height. Just off on that one.
Everyone drawing medal.
And the other two putts from circle two and in the rough, Tanner's going to want that one back. Is he also only able to draw medal? Will collect the par.
All right, everybody with the par on the 8th, and we go to the final hole of our opening 9. Just a beautiful shot here, looking down at this par 3, 472 feet from tee to green.
Yeah, one of the recent basket place changes on the course, and man, is this a fun hole. Another one of those super long downhill shots that you can reach with a mid-range or really just whatever you're comfortable with. But again, nose angle important on this one. Ryan pulls that one off to the right a little bit. It's going to be in that par mode. I don't know if it's every disc golfer's favorite shot, but just when you're up on top of what seems to be a mountain looking down, it's just always always fun.
Seconds aloft of a shot. Just a joy to watch, especially if it's going in the right general direction.
Yeah, I guess that 40-mile-an-hour gust situation could change that a little bit.
Gavin a little almost grip lucky there.
Yeah, trying to find a hyzer line. And looks like he's going to get caught up in the stuff on the right. Looks like a nice line here from Riven, but too much height. Ended up drifting off to the right. Still may have a look, but again, this is one of those scary greens, has a drop off behind the basket.
Nice little pitch up from Ryan. Now over to Tanner Young.
A nice touch forehand there. Should have him up and down for his par. Not exactly what you're looking for on this green. That landed maybe 30 feet or so. We'll see if he stayed there. Could have definitely rolled some more.
Off the pole for Riven Tanner.
Yeah, we've got some tap-ins for par here, and looks like Gavin did stay there right around 30 feet, maybe a little closer.
A lot of chain outs here on the opening 9 for this foursome.
Yeah, catching chains, but not quite center on it. As Ryan able to hit center there and collect his par. We saw a few birdies here on the front 9. Some players able to battle to under par, but par and bogey fighting their way in today.
Still in the early going of this 3-round major championship. Tanner Young leading the way amongst this foursome with back 9 coverage to follow. A look at the overall leaderboard. Take a moment, look for somebody you're watching closely during this championship, and we'll be back with back 9 round 1 coverage of the 2024 U.S. Amateur Disc Golf Championship from the PDGA.